All right, we're getting started here.
Ugh, those other ones were rough.
They weren't too rough. I think this one, we're getting our bearings.
Yeah,
this one's gonna be good.
Yeah,
I'm excited for this one.
We're on top of our game.
So I say we just jump right into it.
I'll let you. This is your quote.
I'm gonna start the quote. I'm gonna start the quote today. So this one comes from our boy NDT, Neil deGrasse Tyson, probably the most influential astrophysicist that I know, probably the only one that I know. So,
That's fair.
He takes the cake on that one. But all right, so we'll start this quote. To be scientifically literate is to empower yourself to know when someone else is full of bullshit. Isn't that great coming from a scientist?
Yeah, it's an intelligent way of saying that educating yourself is you're gonna be able to call people when they're bullshitting.
Yeah, which is so much fun.
Yeah,
but I'm gonna read that.
He says it much better than we do.
I'm gonna read that quote one more time, just so you know, in case you missed it. To be scientifically literate is to empower yourself to know when someone else is full of bullshit. That's beautiful. Yeah,
just let that sink in, and then take the time to become scientifically literate.
Yeah. So
you can call people on their bullshit.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
It's a lot of fun when you do. One of the best feelings, I think, as a young man, is being able to say you're full of shit.
The "I told you so" moment too is in there.
Yeah, the "I told you so" that's up there. Yeah. But I don't know, saying you're full of shit and just
and being right.
Yeah, and being right. That's the second.
It's very easy to tell everyone they're full of shit.
That's the second most important part of this equation.
Yes, exactly.
But yeah, so
I think it's July 5th.
Yeah, it segues into our next segment.
It's one of the top hangover days of the year. New Year's Day being another one.
Yeah.
So what we did we kind of asked people what how they cure their hangovers.
Yeah, other fellow youngins like ourselves who might have dabbled in alcohol once or twice.
After we turned 21, of course.
Yes, of course.
So at the top of my list was coffee and eggs.
Yeah, coffee is. I like coffee.
Well,
even when I'm not hungover.
I think scientifically, the caffeine constricts your blood vessels, or it does something that helps ease the pain of a headache. Mm-hmm. Don't ask me to get. I'm not scientifically literate, so don't ask me to get into that anymore. Sunglasses and Advil was another suggestion.
Yeah, I think that comes from is that Mr. West? I believe he said that first.
The immortal words of
on Watch the Throne. I forget which song, but yeah,
you can't think of the song right now.
That you might want to take advice from.
He has a pretty sweet life.
Yeah,
absolutely. Pickle juice.
Pickle juice. I've heard that one. I know that it's high in electrolytes. Okay. Somebody told me that once.
All right.
I've never tried it myself.
All right, give that a go and get back to us, people. Greasy food, go.
Well, that's good anytime.
Get a disgusting burger, some nice greasy pizza. That makes everyone happy. Hair of the dog.
Hair of the dog. So I don't know what that one is.
That is when you get up and you just start drinking again.
Is that scientifically proven?
Well, if you're drunk again, then you don't have a hangover anymore.
Okay.
Basically, with hair of the dog, you're just delaying your hangover.
Yeah.
But that's a better solution than having one, in my mind.
Yeah.
Someone else said Bloody Marys.
That's got orange juice in it, does it not?
That's actually tomato.
That's tomato juice. I knew that.
Yeah.
I knew that. Bloody Mary is tomato juice. What's the other? Mimosa.
Yeah.
That's the one with.
So those are good to have after you've been drinking because they're nutritious.
Yeah, but still got the alcohol in it.
Exactly.
Which is the most important part.
Someone else mentioned marijuana.
I don't know who that.
Don't give it a try until it's legal. But when it is,
I mean, depending on what state you're in.
If you're listening from Colorado,
our friends in Colorado or Washington State.
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah.
Tell us what you think. So that I think we've pretty much exhausted that. You know what? There's plenty of time left in the summer. Why don't you all try them all?
Yeah, try them
and
all.
get back to us, okay? We'll put up a poll on our Twitter page.
Yeah.
And you can vote for your favorite hangover remedy.
I like that idea.
All right, moving right along to.
This is the big segment today, other than the other segments.
This one's pretty spectacular.
This one's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But we got the Florida Man. The Florida Man segment coming up. So we got a.
Let me give you a little background on Florida Man.
Right,
so
start us off.
I don't know what it is about Florida.
Nobody really knows what it is, but
there's some crazy shit that happens in Florida, and
they got gators.
So I guess Florida
Disney World.
Florida males do a lot of this crazy stuff, and it often is drug driven.
I don't know. I think it's
driven,
just. I think yeah.
Or maybe just boredom.
I
maybe
think just
Florida's
craziness.
a terrible state.
Yeah, we had the bath salts a few years ago.
Yeah.
That took place in Miami, I believe.
So in any case, Florida Man originated when, because the newspapers obviously they're printing all this crazy news, but a lot of their headlines were beginning with Florida Man. So the internet just kind of, Florida Man does blank, and that really resonated with a lot of people, and so it took off. It's kind of an internet sensation.
Yeah.
So what we're bringing to you today is our favorite,
just a few of our favorite
Florida Man news articles.
From the recent past.
Daniel's got a few. I picked two. So, but I'll let Daniel start.
We got some good ones here. So start us off with this man. Let's see.
I think this one is probably the best one.
Is it? I don't know. It's a little messed up, but So this guy in Florida, obviously, he changed his girlfriend to a fence. That part alone is obviously pretty odd. Not a normal behavior that people might take part in. But the reasoning is probably my favorite part. Is that she was using the dog filter on Snapchat too much apparently in the man's eyes, so he decided to chain her to a fence like a dog, and so for everybody out there, just be careful using the dog filter too much, or
basically
you might stumble across a crazy person.
I think everyone knows that as respectable women don't overuse the dog filter.
It's been used a lot.
There's a time
recently.
and place for the dog filter. I think the dog filter has somewhat of a promiscuous
I was gonna say
connotation.
Yeah.
I hesitate to use the word slutty, okay, but that's how I've heard it described. And so for all you young ladies out there, find another filter. Snapchat's good.
That's our suggestion.
Snapchat has a ton of them. All right.
Yeah. Quickly moving on.
Okay. Yeah. We're done with that before I say anything else I shouldn't say.
So this one's actually not as weird, I would say, but it's actually an act of heroics in a way, because this guy was taking pictures of his young boy, I believe. And he lost his phone. Not lost his phone. He dropped it off of sort of a deck area, I guess around the swamp area where there might be alligators. Mm-hmm. And he dropped it and thought he might just reach his hand down and go get it. Realized there was about a 8-foot alligator just about 5 feet away maybe, who had maybe the same intentions in mind. Maybe he wanted to rip his arm off, who knows. But yeah, so he tussled with the alligator for about an hour, and I use the word tussle lightly. I'm not sure he went as far to get in a fight with it, but he did eventually get his phone back. Unfortunately, it was waterlogged, and all the pictures of his young son were lost. But this is an act of heroics for a man just past Father's Day. But shout out to this guy.
I just think it's impressive that he fought it for an hour.
Yeah, he just wouldn't give up. He wanted those pictures of his son, and he wouldn't give up.
So apparently,
that's Dad of the Year.
I read something online about if you ever get in a fight with an alligator, this might be helpful. So the muscles that an alligator uses to close its jaw, they're very strong, but their jaw opening muscles are incredibly weak. So if you're ever in a fight with a gator, it's apparently very easy to just hold their mouth shut. I'm assuming you don't have access to a gun if you're this is your last resort when you're getting into hand-to-hand combat with a gator. Even a small child is physically capable of holding the gator's mouth shut. So something that might save your life one day.
If you're getting in a fight, you want to go for its mouth and hold it down before it bites you.
The only way it can hurt you is by biting it. There's a lot of
they can they whip their tail or something. Can they kill people?
I don't think so.
I've heard that.
Maybe an infant.
Yeah. But they're also pretty fast too. They can run 45 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Something like that.
So,
they're just dinosaurs.
Basically avoid the things, but if remember to hold their mouth shut. Just think about this podcast, and that will save you.
Yeah, that exactly.
Okay. Did you had another one?
Oh yeah, we got one more.
Then I've got two. I've got two good ones.
I've got one more. Yeah. So this guy in Key West, which if you haven't been there, it's a pretty odd situation. We've got a lot of goofy people running around there. But yeah, this automobile was given a ticket on one of the main streets in Key West, and it was actually a Flintstone-mobile, the Footmobile, they call it. And apparently the Key West Police Department has not much on their plate, so they decided to slap him with a ticket, and posted on their Facebook page even to go as far as saying, we would really like to find the owner before we have to take it away. Before the ancient auto was impounded, unfortunately. But actually, at the end, they did find that the owner had been located, so I guess they either had to pay the fine to get their car back, or their Footmobile back, and they were on their way.
Yabba dabba doo.
Yeah, but exactly. All right.
So the first one I have. So there's a man. He was caught having relations of an inappropriate nature with a dolphin.
Oh yeah.
And
this is good.
Put it that way. And then when he was arrested and when he was questioned, he claimed that the dolphin seduced him.
I've been there.
Who hasn't been there?
Dolphins are some
be
sexy
real.
Looking animals.
Okay, let's move on. I think we covered that. This is my favorite. So I'm just going to read the headline as it was printed.
I love it.
Florida man goes on LSD fueled naked rampage, bites girlfriend's finger.
Also been there. Much more than the dolphin, actually.
I love that.
Been there quite a few times.
First of all, I love that we have to know that he's naked. It's very specific.
No, that's definitely
vital
to the story. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you think his girlfriend was trying to stop it? Where, because when you think of going on a rampage, it doesn't really seem like you're just around the house. It seems like you're out in the streets just destroying things. You're kind of like playing Grand Theft Auto in real life.
Yeah.
So did she track him down in the car and try and stop him? How did it get to the point where he was biting her finger?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a hard one. But people on LSD do some crazy stuff sometimes.
Don't do drugs and stay in school, kids. That's what I have to say. Okay, so I think that covers Florida Man. Now obviously this is an ongoing thing. Florida's not getting any better, so from time to time, Florida Man may become a recurring segment. So,
I actually do like this segment. I was just about to say we should have this every so often.
Maybe just have a list of segments we can do. From time to time.
Yeah, but so especially Florida Man, because
Florida Man
that
I think Florida
does
Man
our work for
might
us.
be our best segment so far. It's entirely possible.
Yeah. All right.
So
moving on to the real big news. A little bit.
Did you want to kidney punch Stephen A. Smith first, and then go to the go to the Durangela?
Well, we can talk about the announcement. Talk about some other
okay, sure.
Some other schematics, and then we'll jump into kicking him in the you know what.
Giving him the Draymond treatment.
Yeah, the Draymond treatment. That's right. So if anybody is a sports fan out there, you know that Kevin Durant made a big move this weekend or yesterday, and decided to join the Golden State Warriors. I don't know if it was kind of a shock to me. I would say I was a bit surprised that he would leave OKC.
The Boston fan in me was praying that he would go to Boston.
Yeah, I don't know.
It was the thing that had me convinced he was going to Boston was the fact that Al Horford signed with Boston immediately after the Durant meeting ended. So
I feel like that tells you that he said no right away.
No, to me it told me that Horford only agreed to sign with the Celtics because he thought Durant was also going to the Celtics. Anyway, it just the timing seemed a little too convenient. I think who else felt like they had the Clippers. Felt like they had a legitimate chance.
Apparently, Steve Ballmer, the owner, he had a good pitch, but I guess they fell by the wayside over time.
I think a lot of people after they made it to the Western Conference Finals, a lot of people were half expecting him to just do another delay the decision and just sign a 1-year contract with OKC.
Yeah.
Give it another try.
But he decided if you can't beat him, join him. In Stephen A's perception, it's a little bit more negative than I put it, but yeah.
So what was the Stephen A. quote?
Yeah, I don't have the quote with me, but did you find that? He said, well, he went on a rampage yesterday, that's for sure. And he's ripping Kevin Durant for leaving championship contender in OKC, which he had already.
Oh, so here's the headline from the New York Daily News.
Yeah.
Stephen A. Smith yells at Chris Broussard over Durant's
He yells at
decision.
everybody, but...
if you haven't seen... hold on, I gotta read this too. Here's the first line of the article. He should be happy that he doesn't have to work with Skip Bayless anymore, but clearly Stephen A. Smith is still an angry guy. It's great. Good stuff.
So he was, obviously this free agent period has been compared a lot to LeBron.
Yeah, and what Stephen A. Smith said is, he says, I think it's incredibly weak.
Yeah.
And I don't want to hear any comparison to that of LeBron.
I mean, you can draw comparisons, you can't, but, whatever. It goes both ways here. But, LeBron's situation was a little bit different. He could beat the Miami Heat, back in 2010, I guess, when he moved there. And he could beat them, but he decided to go join his buddies, and he ended up winning 2 championships. So good for him. But Kevin Durant, he could have beaten Golden State this year. He had 3 chances basically.
He doesn't have a ring yet, correct?
He doesn't have a ring. Well, LeBron didn't either.
Okay.
But
he's only got so many more years of playing basketball at such a high level. So I can understand him.
I don't know. He's what, 27 now? Is he 27?
Yeah. You also have to consider the injuries and the.
Yeah. but I think he's got at least like 5, 6, 7 more years of good, decent playing.
Playing at a high level.
Yeah.
But he's also he's looking at too. You know, at some point he wants to be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And to be in the I think, obviously there's people in the Hall of Fame who haven't won championships, but it definitely helps.
It helps your case, that's for sure. But I mean, even if he didn't win a championship and he keeps playing like this the rest of his career, you'd have to make a very, very, very good case for him not to be in the Hall of Fame.
So do you think that do you think it's just inevitable that the Warriors win the championship this year?
It's hard to beat them. I'll say that. They don't have a lot of size, that's for sure. So if you're going to exploit that weakness, you have to do that perfectly. You're not going to stop them from shooting at all. They have 3 probably of the best 3-point shooters in the league right now.
I'd agree with that.
Then they got Draymond Green, who can also score, but who knows if he's going to get the ball that much.
So many ways to hurt you.
Yeah, and then defensively, they can guard the perimeter with Draymond and Iguodala. But I guess the only problem is they don't have a big. Kevin Durant plays a 5. You can obviously just go straight at him.
Yeah,
but
I think you got to pound the post and beat
but
him
I mean,
off
if you're
inside.
not, that's only going to get you so far. If they're making threes, you're never going to beat them. If they're shooting well, which they're going to shoot well every night.
Part of the thing too is you have to be able to switch. Like they use pick and rolls very effectively, and everyone sees what happens when Curry gets a big guy on him. It's all over. He's either going to drain a step back 3,
or just blow by him,
or go by him.
And he's not even that athletic, but he's just
Curry.
I mean, he's not as explosive as some other guards in the league.
True. He's not a Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, which is another case. I feel bad for that guy. He's kind of getting the short end of the stick here.
It's going to be very exciting to me to see how what his play on the court is like this year. I think he gets
traded.
You do?
Yeah.
You think they say they're going to dismantle?
I mean,
the team?
they just got to. I mean, I think they trade him to probably. I would say Dallas.
Well, I think I speak for all of Boston when I say there is a place for you.
There's been talk about him going to the Knicks, though, but the Knicks already have Derrick Rose, and
but
there's talk about
they're probably planning on Derrick Rose being injured. So.
Yeah, and Westbrook's not a bad backup or 2 guard, but they're talking about moving or trading Porzingis to OKC, but I don't know. That's all speculation at this point. But anyways. I found some interesting articles about Kevin Durant. First is the Lil B curse.
Oh,
this is big. This is big news.
I've got the timeline up here right now. So, on January 29th of 2011, Kevin Durant tweets, "I tried to listen to Lil B and my mind wouldn't let me do it. Can't believe this guy is relevant." So Lil B. Entertaining follow on Twitter, by the way. Give it a look. See, he says Kevin Durant will never win the title after he said Lil B is a whack rapper. The based God's curse on Kevin Durant.
And obviously Kevin Durant hasn't won a championship. So
yeah. What does he say here? And there's also a song by Lil B where he says, "Fuck Kevin Durant."
Yeah, it's a great song. You should take a listen.
Yeah.
There's a video that goes along with it.
Yeah, I'm sure it's beautiful.
Actually, he said that the curse wouldn't be lifted. I think he said this in 2011. The curse wouldn't be lifted until Kevin Durant played Lil B in 1-on-1, which I guess never happened. But but since then. Kevin Durant has decided to take his talents to the Bay Area, and the curse has been lifted.
Literally, I think within 10 minutes of the decision being announced, Lil B tweeted out saying the curse has been lifted.
Yeah. He said, "Welcome home, KD."
He also famously cursed James Harden.
Yeah,
James
Harden is cursed to not play defense. Too far.
No.
Just speaking the truth.
I'm looking up now the Lil B curse list.
This could be quite extensive.
Let's see here. Okay, here we are.
James Harden was cursed, I think.
Actually, it looks
KD.
like it's just KD and Harden.
Yeah. What did Harden say? He said he was a bad rapper too, or something.
No. So apparently, I think the cooking dance.
Yeah.
That was something.
From Wonton Soup. Is that something that Lil B? Lil B started.
Was responsible for, and
then James Harden took it over.
James Harden didn't really give him any credit. He tweeted out that. He tweeted that if he didn't get an answer from Harden about the dance, then Harden would receive the curse, and.
Obviously, he hasn't won a championship either.
Yeah, and it's not looking good for him.
And, defense wins championships, so.
Yeah. Well, that,
I got one more.
Okay.
There's a leak yesterday that somebody might have been saving, I feel like, that found Kevin Durant's Black Planet profile from back in 2004. This is really interesting.
Talk to us about this.
So he, for those of you who don't know, Black Planet, I guess, is it's a dating website, sort of like a MySpace type deal. But yeah, he.
What for strictly? I'm guessing strictly for black people.
I would assume that, yes. But so yeah, he says this is Kevin Durant's profile from back in 2004, and he's got some interesting stuff on here. He said, I guess I'll read a little bit of his bio. He says, "My name is Kevin. I'm on this joint chillin', looking for youngins to chill with or just be friends. So if you feeling me, get at your boy." You really got to read this. Like, there's some just atrocious spelling in this.
Oh, but my favorite thing that I see here is the stats. He says, "I'm 6'10", 205 pounds, brown skin, brown eyes, very athletic."
Yeah, he knew way ahead.
Yeah. The other thing that's something similar to this is it's been posted on Reddit, I think, a couple times. NBA players' tweets before they became famous.
Oh, this is good. Yeah, I've seen this.
There's some great stuff. Let's pull these up.
But yeah, my theory is that somebody, I feel like this might have been found by somebody in OKC looking to throw some dirt on Kevin Durant's name.
Obviously, these tweets have since been deleted, but a Reddit user has screenshots. So you've got Danny Green just tweeting out "fuck." In 2011, it only has one retweet. Ty Lawson says, "God damn this N-word breath," except he spelt it breathe. Smell like death. Kevin Durant tweeted at Ant Wright. I'm not sure who that is. "Shut up, fag boy. I only went to college for a year and didn't pay attention in class at Oak Hill, LOL." They're just like, my God, there's some brilliant ones here. This is this one guy was tweeting out that he said it was gay for guys to wear Bath and Body Works lotion, which apparently Kevin Durant does. And Kevin Durant says, "How's that gay? Smell just like cocoa butter, and I know everybody put on cocoa butter before." So just there's some great stuff because I guess these people, the people who they were tweeting at, were kind of ahead of the game on Twitter, and insulting all these famous athletes. Oh, here's going from Paul George. Disgusted with my team right now. They don't know what the fuck it means to work hard. They're b-ball players that don't play b-ball. WTF. This is the last one I want to read. It's classic stuff. This is by Dame Lillard. About to head to the gym. Real players follow through with consistently putting in work long after emotions have left their body. Pretty normal. Except for the hashtag at the end.
Okay.
Hashtag pussy.
Jesus.
Whatever that is supposed to mean.
Good stuff.
All right. So we're really good at getting off topic.
I'm just reading his bio on Wikipedia right now.
Who's that?
So I want to look up his high school career. It's just off on a tangent, but after playing 2 years of high school basketball at National Christian Academy, I'm not sure where that is, and 1 year at Oak Hill, obviously in Virginia.
Right.
Durant transferred to Montrose Christian for his senior year, growing 5 inches before the start of the season and beginning the year with a height of 6 feet 7 inches. So he was 6'2" at, I guess, the summer before his senior year. He grew 5 inches. And then I guess he grew another 3 because he's about 6'10" now.
That's right.
That's incredible. So he went from 6'2" to 6'7" in a summer.
Some people were just made to be professional athletes.
That's crazy. That's incredible. But anyways. Yeah, so let's move on.
That was enjoyable though. I mean, I really whoever was the genius who went back and found these old tweets.
Kudos.
Yeah.
So what's your prediction for the 2016-2017 NBA champion?
Unless something radically changes, I don't see anyone beating the Warriors.
Yeah.
Frankly,
even if one of them gets injured.
No, I don't think they should. I think they should rest guys down the stretch. I don't think they should try and go for a record. Because I think that probably hurt them this year. To be honest, I mean, look, you had Curry was hurt. Iguodala,
but he got hurt in the playoffs.
Yeah, but he was injured before a little bit. Iguodala was hurt by the end of the playoffs. Bogut has had back issues. He's gone now, but
yeah,
so instead of going for the record,
I think they're definitely the gun for it though.
They're the team to beat, no question.
Yeah, I think they could get 74 wins.
I'd like to see it. I mean,
that'd be crazy. But this is another interesting question: is LeBron left Cleveland, where he was sort of like this hometown hero. Mm-hmm. He was a really well-liked guy. And then he goes to Miami, and overnight he's the villain. Is KD a villain now? Are the Golden State Warriors the dark side now?
I think part of the reason Cleveland's reaction to LeBron leaving was so brutal is that Cleveland just has the reputation as the city that loses.
Yeah.
The Browns suck.
Yeah. I think also the way he left changes it a little bit.
True,
But there's something to say about those players that leave their town where they first started their NBA career and they go and join another super team.
Yeah, no,
People don't tend to like that.
I have a lot of respect for players that play their whole careers in one place.
Kobe.
I mean, much love for Kobe Bryant. Not really. Still haven't forgiven him for some of those Celtics series.
Forgiven him? He just beat you.
And I took it personally. Still do. All right, what else we got here?
Talk about the Olympics for a little bit. We've been doing this frequently.
Yeah,
so the Olympics are coming up, and as of today, they found this super bacteria, of course, off the coast of Rio.
Because normal bacteria isn't.
Yeah. So basically, they were. It's a lack of engineering, I guess, that happened, and the super bacteria entered the city's waterways when sewage coming from local hospitals got channeled into the bay. So, so now there's this drug-resistant bacteria growing off the coast. Just in time for all the Olympic athletes to show up and a lot of tourists, I'm sure. So, it should be a lot of fun.
Normally the Olympics are something that you want to go to.
Yeah, that's an interesting point, is that the Olympics are supposed to help the country, which they haven't in the past many years. But, so now it's just a waiting game at this point for just the shit to really hit the fan,
so to speak, figuratively and literally.
Yeah, and literally too.
Down in Rio. Something else, I don't know, we might have covered it last podcast, but I think it came out the day after. The fact that a body washed up.
Oh, yeah.
Literally on the beach where they're setting up the beach volleyball courts. And it was mutilated too. It wasn't just like someone fell off a ship and drowned. Like, no, he was murdered and thrown in the water.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I'm sure that happens, unfortunately, probably more than it should in Rio.
Yeah, and it's just now finally getting press.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of bad press around Rio in the next few weeks.
Let's just hopefully we can keep our athletes safe.
Yeah, Kevin Durant's going. He's playing on the dream team. We want to keep him safe.
No, can you imagine if one of the top NBA players were to be injured down there? Can you imagine the NBA conspiracy theories that would explode?
Oh man!
From that,
I don't even want to think about it.
God forbid, but
God forbid. All right.
So that brings us to I guess our fitness tip.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. You want to set that up for us?
What I have for you today is just an encouragement to perform the deadlift. There's no better exercise for improving your posture. And everyone knows that people actually really look at you differently and take you more seriously when you have good posture.
Yeah, that's true.
So, you may think something called the deadlift might be dangerous, and it's certainly not fun. But I think you might.
It's probably one of the best compound exercises besides
deadlifting
squat.
And squatting are really the two primo exercises. Everyone wants to have a big chest, so they throw a bench in there. But deadlift and squat are the two most functional moves too.
Yeah.
So, don't neglect your deadlifting.
Especially if you want to put on some mass.
Do you have anything else?
No, I think we're good.
All right, now we will start. We're planning on starting to bring you little 5-minute
daily, if
segments.
Not every other day.
Yeah, sometimes they'll come from Daniel, sometimes they'll come from myself. Just about whatever you want, whatever we want, whatever we're excited by that day.
Yeah, whatever gets us going.
That's right.
And those will be short 5-10 minutes, I guess. And be on the lookout for those.
Enjoy. God bless America.
As always.